wheelbase. Can't even get all the parts, looks like.
Uh-oh. Once you enter, you're not able to visit anybody else. Oh, well. No, I don't
Have
want
you
to
done everything?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
For our intents and purposes, yes. Use the knocker. Excuse us. This is the Crossbow Police, Special Support Section. Meister Rosenberg, we'd like to have a word with you.
There's no need to shout. My hearing is still perfectly fine. But you're the SSS. Whatever business you have must be important if you come all this way. I'll hear what you have to say, so long as you keep things short.
What the?
What?
She's so cute. A Rosenberg doll?
An automated one by the looks of it.
Enter. The little one will guide you. See to it that you don't wander anywhere you aren't supposed to.
I guess it can't talk. Not that I was expecting it to.
Hello to this gal. Sure doesn't look like any machine I've ever seen.
Mind taking us where your master is, little miss? It sounds like a wind-up doll.
I'd assume there are some kind of components of that somewhere in there.
Oh, well, yeah.
I think we're supposed to follow her. Right. We probably shouldn't keep the Meister waiting.
Ouroboros. Just what kind of enemy are we dealing with? That's a fantastic question, Lloyd. Gee, just looks like a dungeon.
What do you mean? It's totally just a doll studio.
You're going through it felt like a maze, the immersion underground section. Oh, look, the Ouroboros symbol. Imagine.
That's not actually there. It's all in your head.
I see a suspicious robot over on a stand.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's incredible.
What is Potter Modder doing here?
Wow!
Hi, Potter Modder. Is that it? The giant archaism you mentioned before? Yeah, I hadn't used it back at the Sun Fort. I believe she called it Potter Modder.
So this is where it's been.
The hell is all this mechano crap doing down here anyway? I thought this was supposed to be a doll studio.
I believe those terminals are connected to the Orbital network. This must have been where Kitty was remotely hacking the network.
Well, what is it you want?
Meister George, Pleasure to finally meet you. I had a few questions we were hoping to ask.
Would they, by any chance, happen to be about what? Ow.
What?
Sorry, the dog bit my toe.
Ow.
Oh,
Bad dog.
unfortunate.
Would they, by any chance, happen to be about what Campanella has been up to?
So you know.
Not misunderstand. As I'm sure Ren told you, I do in fact have ties to society. In the end, however, I am nothing more than a humble doll maker.
Uh-huh.
I am not directly involved with whatever grand scheme they have planned.
So in other words, you can't tell us exactly what Campanella is plotting to do.
I do not know, nor am I in any position to. However, I understand that he is an enforcer, not an linguist. He is not authorized to propose plans for society to pursue. Linguists, rather, are the ones who draft such arrangements.
Now, hold on just a minute.
He's just telling them how their organization works.
Well, kind of. This is a little too much to take in all at once.
Is this insider information? Should you really be giving it to us so easily?
It is highly confidential. There are many on the continent who know of this already.
Thanks for alert, Chris.
The church, the guild, the intelligence agency of the major powers, even that's only scratching the surface.
The society is so widely known, yet still you are able to freely continue making dolls here.
As I said, I am not in a position to know all the society's inner workings. Take the archaisms, for example. The construction relies on technologies from many other workshops besides this one. Our studio is but one scale on the ever-coiling serpent. Which is why the church and guild will never set foot in here without due cause.
I suppose that makes sense.
Someone like you is more valuable while you're still attached to the snake. Which makes you a handy source of info.
Correct. That being said, the studio has already preemptively outfitted for any contingency. Even should you break the front door down with an arrest warrant, all you would do is find an empty and meager doll studio. Nothing more. Not even Patamatter. Well, would you like to try your hand at taking me to custody, having heard all of that? You may not have another chance.
No, that's not why we're here. You've made your point. We'd like to inquire further if you're willing to answer.
Lloyd. I guess that's all we can do, but it doesn't mean I like it.
I mean, we don't have an arrest warrant. We can't just arrest him. He hasn't done anything. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
A wise decision. I take it you'd like to know something more concrete than veiled statements and broad outline. Narrow your questions down to 3, and I will answer them if I can.
Fair enough. What 3 things should we ask him about? I mean,
So
all
there's
of the
3
above.
choices there?
Everything.
we get to
You
ask
know
him all
those
3.
Trace.
Yeah, these are the 3 things we get to ask him. Which one do we want to start with?
let's start from the top and go bottom.
Okay.
Yep.
Don't keep an old man waiting. Ask me your dang questions. The Anguis.
Xander gets to give us all of our exposition this time.
They are the 7 snake apostles who live and serve to realize the Grand Master's plans.
We have 3 that we see here.
Even I do not know all of their identities. However, I am aware of the Anguis that will be arriving at Crossbell before long.
Is there any way you can tell us more about them?
One is a man, the 6th Anguis to be precise. He leads the 13 factories that comprise Ouroboros' technological network. He is the society's greatest theoretician, an engineer with an insatiable appetite. Needless to say, he is a contemptible man.
Oh, God.
You clearly have a high opinion of him.
Just how contemptible are we talking?
Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, he is the sort of man who cares for nothing but satisfying his own intellectual curiosity. I am unsure what he hopes to achieve by coming to this land in person. I can say this for certain. His arrival is anything but good news for Crossbell.
So 10. Got it. We'll take your word for it.
He will not be alone, however. The 7th Anguis, the Steel Maiden, will also be coming to Crossbell.
The Steel Maiden?
That's got an ominous ring if I've ever heard one.
She is an enigma, to say at the least. Briefly put, she is a masterful warrior whom you have no hope of defeating, even if you were to face her all at once.
She's that strong? I'm trying to wingman your fellow conspirators, I see.
It was merely a word of warning. Unlike the 6th Anguis, I've heard the 7th Anguis is a virtuous individual. However, were you to face her unprepared, it would surely cost you your lives.
That's concerning.
I know who the 7th is.
As I already told you, even I am not familiar with the details. From what little I've heard in passing, however, I do know what it is called. The Phantasmal Blaze Plan.
Phantasmal Blaze? Now there's the name right for symbolism.
This plan, does it entail causing some sort of widespread incident in Crossbell? Like the one in LeBreau last year? That can't be! There's no way we could just let that happen!
Stop making me repeat myself. I do not know the details. I can tell you is that the Society's intervention here pales in comparison to what happened in LeBreau. The Society prefers to operate from the shadows above all else. They aren't the type to make their move on the surface.
Was that supposed to make us feel better? Because it sure as hell ain't working.
Seconded. The fact that you can give us nothing but a name makes whatever they're doing all the more suspect.
The DG cult, you mean? As far as I know, the two sides never had any direct ties. Having said that, it is a fact that the Society was the one who destroyed the lodge where Ren was being held.
What?
You're referring to Paradise, right?
We already knew this, didn't Joshua tell us this?
I thought he did.
I feel like we've known this.
Yes, my understanding is that the cult used it to lure and exploit influential individuals from around the continent. In all likelihood, it was brought down because it began to target influential individuals the Society was backing. Nothing short of a miracle that Ren
Oh.
survived that place.
I think I know what he's trying to say. And again, it's information that we already knew, but the cult and society actually have reasons to hate each other.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Oh,
He's more so putting that out there. Like, what is the connection between the two? And he's like, well, theoretically, they shouldn't like each other because the society burnt down an area that the cult was, you know, basically
Yeah,
taking
and took
kids
Ren.
and took Ren. Yeah. He's just
That
restating
hellhole
that
deserved
part.
to get wiped out. It's not like that makes Ouroboros the good guys either.
I hope you didn't expect that explanation to win us over.
As I said, I'm only telling you what I know. I
Exactly.
can tell you well. That makes 3 questions I've answered.
3 should be the number you
Taking
count
up
to.
enough of
nothing
my
more.
time. Now I'm going to have to ask you to leave now.
You shall count to the number 3. 3 shall be the number you count to. No, count. Not 4, not 5, but 3.
Now go away before I mock you a second time.
But Lloyd?
Fine. That's what we agreed to, so we'll just be going. For now. Plan to return for another one of these talks?
If I feel so inclined. Keep the following in mind. It's not only Ouroboros that you should have your sights set on. There are other forces to be cautious of in the wake of Crossbell's bid for independence, wouldn't you say?
I guess so.
Man's got a point.
Sounds like you probably know a thing or 3 about that too.
Maybe so, maybe not. Off you go. Follow the little one like you did on your way here. If you wander off, I can't guarantee your safety.
I feel like I just came out of a bad dream. The Phantasmal Blaze Plan and the 2 Anquis making their way to Crossbell to enact it. It's so fantastical I can barely bring myself to believe it. Just how dangerous are they?
Very.
From what I've heard about the Burl incident, very. We can't take the threat they pose lightly. Still, if what the Maester told us is true, whatever they're planning in Crossbell isn't as extensive as it was in Liberl. That'd be a relief. I heard they had an enormous battleship to contend with. Not to mention, like, giant archaism, Potter. Where did you get that info? The First Division has it labeled as classified.
Don't tell me you hear about these kinds of things working as a host, too.
My lips are sealed. Is something wrong, you two?
Well,
Yeah, just a little. Teotype might be able to explain it better than I could. You mind?
I will make an attempt. Having seen the automaton that guided us in and out of the studio, it's become clear the society is far more mischievous than they are malevolent.
Mischievous?
Yes, they have more technological prowess than both the Epstein Foundation and Zeiss Central Factory, yet squander it by choice. Consider the research necessary to develop Potter Mater. It would have been more practical to use those same resources to build 50 airships.
You think so?
Perhaps they have a source of funding, one deeper than we may realize. Maybe, but whether you're an army or a crime syndicate, efficiency is typically the highest priority of any organization. Recreation typically doesn't have much of a place there, if at all. But Ouroboros turns all of that right on its head.
I have a theory.
That makes their motives and rationale all the more baffling to me.
What's the theory? I want to hear.
What if Ouroboros is being funded by IBC?
That's my theory.
Ooh, interesting.
I mean, it makes sense. IBC is a
Dieter is actually an Ouroboros representative.
I mean, it would not surprise me, to be honest, but like,
Honestly,
IBC
same.
is a technological giant, and Ouroboros just so happens to have things that are like years upon years ahead of people, and they need some sort of source of funding, and yet we're in Crossbell where the IBC is like, you know. Anyways, that's my theory.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Thing about it is, no matter how many Anguis and Archiasms they've got hiding up their sleeves, the Red Constellation and Hayway probably more of an actual threat, realistically speaking. And that ain't even taking into account whatever the Empire and the Republic are up to.
That's true. All four of them. Until one
Oh,
time
it
they
would
stay
make
together.
sense too.
We've got a disaster waiting to happen. This kitchen already has too many cooks without the society. The question is, what do they plan to bring to the table?
Who's to say? Even backing the terrorists at the trade conference was allegedly on a complete whim on their part. They don't seem to have any interest in involving themselves with conventional power struggles.
In that case, would that make what they are working toward as unconventional as everything else they do?
That would mean we're completely in over our heads trying to do anything about it.
All we can say for sure is that whatever it is, it can't be good for Crossbell.
I have a further theory.
Okay, lay it on me.
Because they are labeling Ouroboros more as mischievous than malevolent, who's to say that what's his name? Joker guy.
Campanella?
Campanella. Who's to say him hacking into the tower during the trade conference was not to allow for Crossbell to become an individual entity, and that would allow Ouroboros to have their own government? If you think about it, it would make weird sense that they would hack their own place in order to leverage against other countries that they should be
So the thing with Ouroboros is they have no desire to run a nation. They have a specific plan in place.
but they have stated in the past that they do things for the greater good or whatever. Who's
They do
to say
things
that they
for
don't
their greater good.
Yeah, but who's to say that Crossbell being its own entity isn't for their own greater good?
I don't know. At any rate, we should return home for now. I want to relay all of this to the chief. After that, we should do the same for the CGF and the guild. Regardless of what the society is after, the least we can do is make sure we're ready for them.
Surely D.
I
you see
agree.
what I'm going towards.
I think so.
Good call. Back to the city we go.
Because why else would they have this doll maker that is clearly helping them in the middle of Crossbell if they didn't have the funds also here in Crossbell? Like, I feel like if they are tied with the IBC and Dieter is the leader of the IBC more or less, you know, it just, to me, it makes sense. There's pieces there that feel like that's truth.
私の番でそこです。敵集団撃破しました。
Anyways, I need to run to the bathroom, so yeah, I'll be back.
We'll just take a nice leisurely stroll. Or we'll hit a cutscene. Oh, my Enigma. What? No, stop it.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
I went to go stretch and I hit it on my
How
chair.
dare.
Had it in my hand as I reached back to stretch and I hit it on the headrest. I wasn't a twitchy finger. It was
Your
me.
whole body twitched.
We can do this part at least because it's not mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I said my Enigma. Did nobody hear that?
Not really.
Oh, my Enigma.
Who could it be?
I get the feeling someone's in need of our services. Special support section, Lloyd Banning speaking. Well, never mind.
Of course.
I will just continue to sit here and eat my chocolate-covered raisin. I have a box of Raisinets. And now I close the box and I save them later.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ghost. Cool. All right. Going. Lloyd! Thank goodness I finally got a hold of you.
Oh, hi, Fran. Have you been trying to contact us for a while?
I have, but for some reason, none of my calls were able to get through. I even tried everyone else's enigmas, but they were a total no-go too.
Must have been an orbital wave jammer in the basement of the studio. Sorry about that. We ended up wandering out of signal range. What's going on? You have an urgent support request for us?
Not quite, no. Half an hour ago, there was a train derailment on West Crossbell Highway.
Oh, what? Are you serious?
I wish I wasn't. The 2nd Division is en route to investigate the scene. The CGF's on its way too, so there's probably no need for you to go. But I figured I should keep you guys in the loop just to be safe.
Got it. Thanks for telling us, Fran. Find out more, let us know as soon as you can.
Roger that. Is something the matter?
Did Fran have something important to tell us?
Well,
What the hell?
A derailment? It just went right off the tracks?
that's what a derailment means. Yeah. Fran said the 2nd Division and CGF are on the way there, so we can probably leave it to them. But again,
It would be hard to turn away from something so concerning.
we do have the fastest car in the police department. Just saying.
I'll say the timing's a little too suspicious for my taste.
I have my doubts that this here is just a mere accident.
Lloyd! What should we do now?
We have until the end of the day to report on what we've learned about the society. For now, let's go to the scene of the accident. We can't overlook the possibility that some sort of foul play was involved, whether cryptid or otherwise. At the very least, we can lend a hand investigating the crash site.
Agreed! We should hurry.
Probably best to take our new ride if we're looking to get there ASAP.
To the SSS Mobile.
To the S-mobile.
I had to find where it was, okay?
It's just, you went in the complete opposite circle.
The complete circle around.
I understand, though.
We have wee-woos!
Weeboos!
Can we turn our wee-woos on? Are those ambulances just now?
Correct. All of them were registered to St. Ursula's Hospital.
Is that
Xander?
Hold on, sorry. There were 3 of them too. Damn.
Do you suppose they were transporting those who were injured from the derailment?
Given the timing, I wouldn't doubt it. The only rest of the hospital are going to have a long day ahead of them. We have to get to the scene of the accident.
Roger that!
Can we turn on our Turn on the wee-woos and drive!
There's a shiny. Stop for the shiny. We have to stop. Shiny.
Those buses just now.
They looked like the ones used to carry people traveling to and from the Republic. They must be transporting the rest of the passengers that were on the train.
Sender.
Damn, what a shit show.
It makes me wonder how extensive the scale of the accident is.
Sorry, I gotta let the dog out to use the bathroom, so I was trying to grab her.
Oh, good.
I'll be right back.
Who's friends? I know we've had friends. Franz.
Is it Hans and Franz? If it's Hans and Franz, it's one of the two guys.
Mm-hmm. Let me look. That's a good question. I don't have the answer to. Not written down on my not updated list of notes.
I'll go ahead and do it because I think Hans is Xander. I think I'm Franz.
If it's Hans and Franz, I don't know if it is.
Yeah.
I feel like that rings a bell.
I feel like it does too because we have so many shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't remember what voice I gave him though.
You got to pump it up. Come on.
What?
I'm Hans, he's Franz, and we're gonna pump you up. You don't know that?
No.
I don't get the reference.
Oh my god.
I probably know it. I just don't. I can't think it right now. Yo, Lloyd, you guys made it. That's this voice now. Hey, Franz. So
Well,
you're on the case. too?
voice, but I am.
I don't think we've had Dahlia.
Hmm? I wouldn't know.
Well, you just need to get on and make all of our notes. You know, in your free time.
I got priorities in my free time right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
here we
keeping my
go.
license, you know?
Like it's an old skit. Not even an internet skit. It's from Saturday Night Live.
I don't watch SNL, so that's why I don't know it.
Oh, I watched clips of SNL. I have actually never sat down and watched an episode of SNL.
Very, very little, but
My parents, my dad especially loves this. He's never sat down for Saturday Night Live, but he loves these clips.
I have now seen the clip. Alright, so who wants to be Dahlia?
One of you two.
Do we have a Dahlia, D?
I couldn't tell you. I don't have my notes updated.
I will take Dahlia, I guess.
As previously discussed, I don't have it together. So,
Hello there, Noel, Randy. Thank you both for coming as well.
of course, Good to see you too, Dahlia.
You back yet, Xander?
No. Well, watch the skit until he gets back then.
I voted for
Situation.
To say that again because I has it on BRB still.
Gotcha. Looks like we're in the right place. What's the situation?
Commander Bales and the police are currently investigating the scene of the accident. Wait, quick timeout. Xander,
Hmm.
do you know Hans and Franz?
Right now I cannot recollect it off the top of my head.
I'm Hans and I'm Franz, and we're going to pump you up.
Oh, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Once you started saying that, yeah, that I remember the skit. I was like, okay.
Okay, thank you. I'm just sitting here like, is this a fever dream? I feel like. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue. Sorry.
Inspector Donovan and Detective Freeman from the 2nd Division are leading our department's efforts. I can tell it looked like a mess. The train went clean off the tracks. It's gonna take a long time to get things cleared and repaired.
And what are the passengers?
No fatality. Fatality. I don't know why that word is being so hard for me today. No fatalities, thank the goddess. But a few were in critical condition. Those most in need of medical attention were carried away by ambulance a little while ago.
Yeah, we saw them on our way here.
And the other passengers, they were transferred to buses for the remainder of their trip.
Yes, there was one round of them arranged for passengers headed for Crossbell City and another for those going to Altair. It was chaos sorting it all out.
I can imagine.
It's not every day you have to do damage control for an accident this severe. Speaking of which, we should make our way to the scene ourselves. Are we clear to pass through? Yeah, you should be good to go. I don't doubt anyone's gonna complain. Or I doubt anyone's gonna complain.
Feel free to head in whenever you're ready.
See, why do your lights stick off your cars? Why can't they be normal like ours? Are you forming the flying V with your lights? Like what?
Oh no!
That's not just a derailment. They broke the rail.
That's off the tracks all the way. Yep.
Hey, look, it's Grace.
Of course she's over there.
Oh boy, this is some accident we've got on our hands. Do you know what caused the derailment yet?
Who was Inspector Donovan?
You are.
I am.
That was the blonde assistant guy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're his counterpart. Now, as you can see, the investigation is still underway. Current working theory is that the front car was derailed due to a fallen rock on the track. The rest follow suit.
My apologies, but I'm going to have to insist that any members of the media leave the accident site. We need to focus on beginning the cleanup and repair efforts immediately. Seriously?
But Commander Bales.
I understand that the police would like to prioritize the investigation. However, this is the Transcontinental Railroad we're standing on, the most important transit line in all of Zemuria. We're under pressure from Mayor Croy, the Imperial and Republican governments, and the Railroad Corporation to fix this ASAP. The CGF has no choice but to comply.
I get your logic, man. I really do, but
I'm with the detective. If you don't get to the bottom of what happened here, it could happen again, right? I am aware. However, I can only permit that the investigation be carried out concurrently alongside the repairs. Which will be until this evening at the very latest. That is how long we've been given. The heavy machinery we've requisitioned. My God. The heavy machinery we requisitioned will be arriving soon. We need to...
hold on just a moment.
The SSS. Wow! It's Lloyd and the gang.
You guys came to scope out the scene too, huh?
Please excuse us, Commander. But did we hear you correctly? You're going to start cleaning up the accident before a proper investigation can be made?
You're still a member of the CGF, Seeker. I trust you haven't forgotten how vital this rail line is to Crossbell. I didn't want to put this so bluntly. But if we delay repairing the... Oh my God! Urgh! I keep stuttering today. But if we delay repairing the railroad, it'll give the Empire and the Republic all the excuse they need to intervene. Sorry, I got frustrated.
I was killing a bug. Okay. I know that, but it's far from an unlikely scenario, fortunately.
Not much I can do to protest against an argument like that.
Give me a break. We still have a duty to get to the bottom of this mess.
Commander Bales, give us just 30 minutes. No, until that equipment arrives. We'll get this all sorted out.
You?
Yes. Given Crossbell's current political climate, we're not ready to chalk this again accident up to just any unfortunate circumstance. Don't you think we should at least determine whether there was any foul play involved?
It is also possible that this accident is relevant to our cryptid investigation.
Look at it this way. You let us do our thing, and everyone walks through with some peace of mind.
I never thought I'd see the day that I would be the impatient one between the two of us, Orlando. Very well, Inspector Donovan. We will start by prioritizing the investigation of the accident scene. Once the equipment arrives, however, our focus will shift to fixing the rails.
You won't hear any complaints from us. Let's do this.
And we'll just stay out of your hair while we collect our material. I've no objections. You are free to look around until the formal repairs begin. On the condition that you in no way interfere with the investigation of the site. Am I clear? Crystal?
Would you mind if we got a first-hand look at the scene as well, Inspector? Don't even have to ask. We'll tackle it together. You should speak with the conductor. He's resting over there. It'll be your best bet, most likely than not. Unfortunately, the engineer got nicked up in the trash and was taken to the hospital. Understood. Alright, let's get investigating. I don't know why I decided that guy has a deadpan voice, but that's what his voice is now.
Look, deadpan voices are sometimes fun, okay?
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know why that was the voice I settled on for him, but that's his voice for right now. It'll probably change next time it appears.
Oh, was muted, sorry. This will be the locomotive.
The most essential car of the train. Without one, it would be unable to move at all.
I don't normally consider a locomotive a car.
Well, train cars.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying I don't normally consider a locomotive a car. It's an engine or locomotive.
It's imply that it's something that moves like, with locomotion. I don't know.
I mean, it's fair enough. I'm not objecting to it. I just don't normally consider it that.
Inside is the engineer's cab and the Orbital engine produced by the Rhineford Company.
That's not very educational at all, but doesn't something about this seem off to you?
I was just thinking the same thing. Not really as much damage on it as I would have pictured.
You're right. It's a little unnatural considering it's the frontmost car.
I read that as the frontest car, and I was like, what?
It's the frontist car.
Think about it. Had it collided with something head on, it wouldn't still be this pristine. Whatever caused the derailment must have hit from somewhere else. I mean, presumably this side, I'm guessing, got scratched up because of this right here, where it's scraped against the wall.
Something rammed into it from the side and knocked it off course.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that scratching on this side is from over here. Oh, yeah?
Ooh, yeah.
I think that's the scratching they're talking about.
Yep.
Just a hint.
Just
maybe.
might be
Those
part of
happen
that,
here.
We were thinking a rock might have rolled down the nearby cliff and derailed the train. Maybe this is where it made impact?
That's a funny looking rock.
Mm-hmm.
The possibility is there, given the spherical dent on the side.
Don't know about that. How do you explain these giant scratches here in the center then?
When you think about it, the position's a lot farther up than you'd expect to.
I don't think a simple fallen rock would have left marks like these.
If that's the case, then just what did collide with the train?
Who's got like a sad ER voice?
An Eeyore voice.
I don't know.
What a day. How does that work?
Sure.
Yeah.
What a day.
I should be thinking. Oh, go ahead. No, you take it. You take it.
I should be thanking the goddess I'm okay. At least compared to the poor people who got carried away by those ambulances. I've never seen a train fly off the track so violently before.
You're the conductor, correct? Wouldn't mind. Could you give us your account of what happened at the time of the derailment?
Sure, if that's what you want. I'll do my best to tell you how it happened. The detective over there asked me earlier, but I think it was still too shaken to give a halfway decent statement. It all happened so suddenly, you know. I couldn't help being a little out of it.
That's perfectly understandable with how severe the accident was. We can't expect you to recall every little thing. Any normal person would be in shock after going through something like that.
Okay. Exactly. As things stand, even the tiniest detail could prove useful. Helpful. I can read. Do you remember seeing or hearing anything suspicious? Anything at all?
Suspicious? Well... Oh, now that you mention it, yeah, maybe.
Something spring to mind?
It was right before the derailment happened, while I was on the comms with the engineer. He just started yelling out of nowhere. I remember him shouting, "What is that?" Or something along those lines.
Xander, you just remind me of the L Corps. That's all I can think about.
The accident happened moments later. The front car derailed and the rest of them followed.
one after another.
It's just depressing statement. The accident happened. That's all I can picture when you're saying it is that the Elcor from Mass Effect. It's just the timbre.
There goes my tail again. And well, you know how the story goes from there. Now, I'm out of here talking to you.
Evidently, the engineer was caught by surprise.
From the sound of it, he must have seen something he couldn't believe. Which leaves us with one question. What was it that he spotted?
Goodbye for now. No one wants to talk to me for long.
Look at the marks on the cliffside. They're enormous. It's like the whole surface has been carved into.
Parts of the ground have been gouged out too. The train must have derailed toward the left-hand side.
A quick question. Why do you suppose these streaks in the wall are so blue?
I believe those would be flecks of paint.
Stands to reason. You know, from the blue train. At least I think it's blue. It looks gray to me, so I'm assuming it's blue.
It's blue.
It's blue with mostly like silvery blue. Yeah.
Other picture was much more easy to tell. This picture, not as much.
That's got to be it. You can tell it's the same color as the train cars themselves. Yeah, totally. After the train derailed, it must have scraped against the rock for a ways, leaving those blue skid marks.
No doubt, but look how far along they run. How would the train even stay against the wall for that long?
Looks like we might need to rethink the actual circumstances that led to these attacks. Marks. I can read. Okay. We can gather as much intel here as we can.
We have already?
Enough for Lloyd anyway.
It better be enough for him. 'Cause I sure as hell haven't connected any dots.
It's okay, Randy. You tried. I may have put a thing or
Leave
two
Randy
together on my
alone.
end. Hey, Randy is the brute force of this. Although apparently so's Wazzy. It's evident by
Wazzy
putting
does
Wald in his
everything.
place.
You know what? Wazzy does everything, okay? He can
Wazzy
be
is
whatever
just-
you want him to be.
Wazzy's just great.
He's
I
just
love Wazzy.
A natural genius, obviously.
Yeah.
He really kind of is, though.
Uh-huh. What's our next step? Should we review the information we have this far?
Yeah, let's do that. We should call over the commander and Inspector Donovan, too. Oh, now it's time for my monotone character.
So, has your investigation yielded anything insightful?
That's the hope. First, I want to address the possibility of the derailment being caused by a fallen rock on the tracks. From our investigation, I believe it's safe to rule out that possibility.
Where's our help? Okay.
Raymond is Xander, because he's Donovan's partner. And if I'm Donovan, then he's Raymond.
Yes, Xander is Raymond.
Really? Why?
Oh, that's right, he's the coward. He's the scary cat of the two.
Yes.
I take it you have some line of reasoning to back that claim up? Naturally. You see, I mean, the dent, engineers crying, less damage at the
yeah.
front. Like, they didn't run into a rock. We found more than a few areas of suspicion during our investigation. The decisive factor was how pristine the front of the front locomotive is.
Could you explain further? Oh God,
Muriel.
who was? Was that me?
Yeah.
God, what voice did I give Muriel?
I think it was you. It was not me, so. Yes, it
okay.
was you.
I think she's kind of. I want to picture what's that? Aina from Sky. He had the kind of British. Little
Did
bit
I
more.
give
yeah,
her
she was
Nash
kinda-
as
she was a-
well?
She was a little Britishy, but she's more sassy because, like,
Yeah,
Randy was,
she's
like,
far more
teasing
sassy.
her, and she was like,
Okay.
kind of. Was she kind of the Cinderella or no? I don't remember.
Oh yes.
It's true that there's less damage at the front, but what does that prove?
Logically.
I like his art.
Hey.
I love how it has to be drawn out.
Logically, if the derailment were caused by a falling rock laying on the tracks, the train would have collided with it head-on. And for the mass of a high-speed train to lose balance and derail, the impact would have to be substantial. If that had really happened, then the evidence of that would be more apparent.
Oh, I think I get it. It's pretty simple if you think about it logically.
When all's said and done, the front of the first car is hardly dinged up at all. That rules out the initial and most obvious explanation.
Indeed it does. That is a fact we can't afford to overlook. In that case, what do you suspect is the true cause of the derailment?
At first, I had to consider whether this was possibly the work of some kind of explosive.
Explosive?
You were saying this could have been a Jaeger operation, or worse, a terrorist group?
I'll admit, my mind wandered there pretty quickly, too. That's why I kept my eyes peeled. But as far as I could tell, there weren't any traces of explosives.
I would hope not. We already accounted for that, and we didn't find anything of the sort either.
So after ruling that out, there's only one other possibility left remaining. There's indeed a collision, but not from the front. Whatever it was rammed itself into the train from the right-hand side. Excuse me.
Rammed? But, like, on purpose? That's insane.
This is starting to sound less like a train derailment and more like a car chase. Now I understand. That would explain the dent on the right side of the locomotive.
Yeah, here's the way I think it went. First, our unknown culprit landed right next to the train as it barreled down the track at full speed. Most likely the moment the conductor heard the engineer yelling on the comms. After that, the assailant began to row alongside the train before ramming it from the right, causing the dent. The force led the leading locomotive to derail toward the left-hand side. Our assailant didn't stop at that. He continued to push the locomotive into the far end of the cliff on the far end. From there, the train eventually skidded to a stop, leaving marks on the rocks along the way. As for the cars following behind, they ended up scattering off the rails in every direction. That's my working hypothesis, given what we know right now.
Well done.
You really are Guy's little brother, you know. Hell, your sleuthing skills may even be better than his.
No kidding. Guy's style of investigating was less thorough and more instinctive.
Hey, watch it. He's ours.
And we're proud to have him.
Kudos, oh wise leader. Even I couldn't think that far ahead.
Very impressive. But it does leave one question, Detective Bannings. The identity of this unknown culprit. Do you suspect this to be the work of some sort of monster? Or was this perhaps caused by another of those recently spotted cryptids?
Well, when you look at the facts,
Not sure
I
yet. I
mean-
don't know.
yeah, we can't say for sure yet.
It's likely.
There's no question a cryptid would have the strength to derail running train based on our experience. While I can understand why that would be the most likely explanation, I can't say for certain just yet.
I agree. Cryptids have only spawned in the presence of the higher elements thus far, and I sense no sign of them.
Not to mention, we didn't see any of those blue plants anywhere nearby either.
But the scratches.
Nice.
Well, that doesn't mean it can't be another monster, it's just not a cryptid.
Yeah. Yes, I'm inclined to agree. However, this only further raises the question of just what it is we're dealing with.
Society's archaisms are a possible candidate too, so I'm not sure how likely that is. Really the time to resort to such a drastic and blatant attack?
What was that?
It sounded like a monster.
Like Zoink Scoob!
Like zoinks.
Scoob!
And it's no ordinary one either, judging by that blood-curdling cry.
Let me scan the area. Where is it? Where? Rhines, get the photo quartz ready. We're getting a shot one way or another.
Can't be serious, Grace.
Distance 10 Salgin moving. It is escaping to the west.
Let's chase after it.
Roger Wilco.
Affirmative.
What? Are you out of your minds?
The CGF will back you up.
No, you should keep working on the cleanup efforts. You have a schedule to keep. We'll go and give chase.
If you're certain. I'm not entirely comfortable with it, but we have no other choice. Someone has to be here when the heavy machinery arrives. Stay in contact. If anything happens, we'll come to your aid.
Understood, ma'am.
Ooh, Wazzy got the dots.
Interesting.
Grace.
You wouldn't happen to be planning to come along with us, would you?
Well, can't deny I was considering it. But I get it. The situation seems stickier than usual, so I'll hang back this time.
Now, let's head back to Crossbell City and draft up a breaking report. As soon as we get the rest of our people together, we'll return to gather some more material.
That should be safe enough.
Besides, if you guys followed us and got attacked, you might never get a chance to make that report.
You can say that again. I don't know what this thing you're chasing is, but it's gotta be nasty if it caused a whole derailment. You'd better be careful and come back in one piece. I won't be able to get an interview out of you otherwise.
We will.
Thanks, Grace.
Alright, let's start our pursuit. First, we need to head west on the highway. Thorough.
Let's go back as a monster.
Let's save us the game.
Nice.
Alrighty. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching. I appreciate it. Depending how I feel tomorrow after my dental work, I will hopefully be playing some Frostpunk 2. I make no promises because I don't know how I'm going to feel. So I'm not going to say I'm going to stream tomorrow, but if I do, it'll be Frostpunk 2.